Ever wondered why some days you feel like you could conquer the world, and other days, the mere thought of getting out of bed feels like a Herculean task? It's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point. Perhaps on those tough days, you've chalked it up to simply having a bad day. But what if it's something more? Today we delve into the realm of mental health, focusing on two widespread conditions: depression and anxiety. These are not just fleeting emotions, they are real, serious conditions that affect countless lives across the globe. They can make the simplest tasks seem insurmountable and the brightest days seem dull. Understanding these conditions is the first step towards managing them, and that's precisely what we aim to do. From their causes to their treatment options, we'll unpack it all, shedding light on these often misunderstood conditions. Because knowledge, after all, is power. Well, you're not alone. Millions around the world grapple with these feelings, what we know as depression and anxiety. But what if you're looking for a more natural approach? Depression and anxiety, those unwelcome houseguests of the mind, can often be managed by embracing a lifestyle that's balanced and rich in wellness practices. While medication and therapy play a crucial role in treatment, there are natural approaches that can be used in conjunction to enhance your overall well-being. So, what exactly are depression and anxiety? Well, let's dive right in and unravel these complex terms. Depression and anxiety, although they may sound similar, are two distinct mental health disorders. They're not just about feeling down or excessively worried for a day or two. Oh no, they're way more than that. Let's start with depression. Depression, clinically known as major depressive disorder, is a mood disorder that causes persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and a lack of interest or pleasure in activities. It's like being stuck in a dark tunnel with no light in sight, where even the simplest tasks can seem insurmountable. It's not just about having a bad day, it's about having a series of them for weeks or even months on end. Now let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety disorders are characterized by a constant and overwhelming sense of worry and fear. It's like a broken car alarm that keeps ringing, making you feel on edge all the time. It's not just feeling nervous before an exam or a big presentation. It's an incessant worry that interferes with your daily life and well-being. Both depression and anxiety can manifest in various physical symptoms as well. With depression, you might experience changes in appetite or weight, sleep disturbances, or a decrease in energy. Anxiety can cause symptoms like rapid heart rate, sweating, trembling, and gastrointestinal problems. And it's not just about the individual suffering either. These conditions can significantly impact relationships, work or school performance, and overall quality of life. They can lead to a domino effect, causing a ripple of consequences in a person's life. Remember, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, it's important to seek help. Though these conditions can feel isolating, you're far from alone. Millions of people worldwide suffer from depression and anxiety, and there's a range of treatments available, both medical and natural, to help manage these conditions. Depression and anxiety are more than just feeling sad or worried. They're serious conditions that can significantly impact one's quality of life. Now that we know what depression and anxiety are, let's dive into what causes them. First off, let's talk about genetics. Like the color of your eyes or your talent for singing off-key, susceptibility to depression and anxiety can run in families. Research suggests that these conditions are often linked to certain genes that make individuals more prone to them. So, if Aunt Martha and Uncle Bob both struggled with depression, it's not out of the question that you might too. Now let's shift gears to brain chemistry. You've probably heard the term chemical imbalance thrown around, right? Well, it's not just a catchy phrase. Our brains are filled with various chemicals, known as neurotransmitters, that affect how we think, feel, and behave. When these neurotransmitters are out of whack, it can lead to symptoms of depression and anxiety. Next on the list is trauma. Traumatic events such as physical or emotional abuse, the death of a loved one, or a major life change can trigger depression and anxiety. These experiences can cause feelings of helplessness and fear, which can make a person more vulnerable to these conditions. Last, but certainly not least, we have stress. In today's high-speed, high-pressure world, stress is all too common. And while a certain amount of stress can be beneficial, chronic stress can wreak havoc on our mental health. Over time, it can lead to a state of constant worry or sadness, hallmark symptoms of anxiety and depression. And remember, these are just some of the factors that can contribute to depression and anxiety. Other issues, like certain medical conditions or medications, can also play a role. It's important to note that just because you have one or more of these risk factors doesn't mean you're destined to develop these conditions. they're just pieces of the puzzle. These triggers can vary greatly from person to person. There's no one-size-fits-all cause for these conditions. Depression and anxiety are serious, but the good news is they can be treated. Let's dive into the world of medical treatments where science and mental health intersect to provide relief to millions worldwide. First up, we have medication. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety drugs, and certain types of sedatives are often prescribed to manage symptoms. Antidepressants, like selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors or SSRIs, work by balancing chemicals in your brain that affect mood and emotions. Anti-anxiety medications help reduce the symptoms of anxiety, such as panic attacks or extreme fear and worry. But remember, medication is not a cure-all. It's a tool, part of a larger toolkit, and works best when combined with other forms of therapy. Speaking of therapy, let's talk about psychotherapy, often referred to as talk therapy. This involves talking about your condition and related issues with a mental health professional. There's a bit of an art to it, a dance between patient and therapist, aimed at understanding and healing the mind. It's not just chit-chat, it's a guided exploration of the self, a journey to the heart of what's causing your distress. Then we have cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, a type of psychotherapy that helps people learn to identify and change destructive or disturbing thought patterns that have a negative influence on behavior and emotions. It's like a detective and a coach rolled into one, helping you uncover your negative thought patterns and teaching you strategies to combat them. Now, these treatments may sound intimidating, but they're not. They're simply pathways to better mental health. And remember, it's perfectly okay to seek help, to reach out and say, "I'm not okay and I need support." There's no shame in seeking help. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do. Medical treatments have helped millions reclaim their lives from the clutches of depression and anxiety. So, if you're struggling, don't lose hope. Reach out, seek help, and remember, you're not alone on this journey. But what if you're looking for a more natural approach? Depression and anxiety, those unwelcome house guests of the mind, can often be managed by embracing a lifestyle that's balanced and rich in wellness practices. While medication and therapy play a crucial role in treatment, there are natural approaches that can be used in conjunction to enhance your overall well-being. Exercise, for instance, is a potent natural antidepressant. Regular physical activity prompts the body to release endorphins, those feel-good hormones that act as nature's mood lifters. Whether it's a brisk walk, a heart-pumping workout, or a peaceful swim, find an activity you enjoy and make it a routine part of your day. Next, we have the power of a healthy diet. Proper nutrition doesn't just fuel our bodies, it fuels our minds as well. Consuming a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help stabilize mood swings and reduce feelings of anxiety. It's like the old adage goes, "You are what you eat." Now let's talk about deep breathing techniques. When anxiety strikes, our breath becomes shallow and rapid. By consciously slowing and deepening our breath, we can activate the body's relaxation response, reducing the physical symptoms of anxiety. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, close your eyes and take a few deep, calming breaths. Lastly, never underestimate the power of a good night's sleep. Sleep is when our body and mind rest and rejuvenate. Maintaining a regular sleep schedule can help regulate mood and reduce anxiety. So make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night and try to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. These natural treatments can be effective tools in managing depression and anxiety. However, it's important to remember they're not a one-size-fits-all solution or a replacement for professional help. If you're struggling with depression or anxiety, reach out to a healthcare provider. Natural treatments can be effective, but they're not a replacement for professional help. Always consult with a healthcare provider about the best treatment plan for you. So, there you have it. A deep dive into depression and anxiety. We've traveled through the labyrinth of these complex conditions, shedding light on their nature and causes. We've explored the medical treatments available from psychotherapy to medication, highlighting the crucial role of professional help. We've also journeyed into the realm of natural remedies, illustrating how lifestyle changes, such as a healthy diet and regular exercise, can complement medical treatments. The importance of understanding, recognizing, and seeking help for depression and anxiety cannot be overstated. These conditions are not signs of weakness, but rather challenges that many people face. They are battles that can be fought and won, especially when we arm ourselves with knowledge and seek the right support. Never underestimate the power of reaching out. There's an entire community ready to lend a hand, a listening ear, or a comforting word. Remember, it's okay to not be okay. Reach out, seek help, and know that you're not alone in this fight.